have these aspirations to go play in the NFL, and the next step, in between then is, NCAA, and at that point, if you're not a student, you're not a student athlete. If you're not a student athlete, you're not an athlete. It's the end of the road. And so it's just one of those deals where I can tell you it's important, but I think it's much more valuable to know why it's important and to show you that. And really the importance of these test scores as well as your grades, it's going to open and close a lot of doors for thousands of kids. And the athletics will only take you so far. That those test scores, once again, open and close a lot of doors. So, any other points to make?
So help us understand a little bit. Is this helping you? Is this what do you think about tutoring so far?
I like the tutoring because I have a goal to go to college and to try to go to the NFL, and grades is a big part of what I want to do and what I want to accomplish. So I have to keep my grades up, and I want my grades to be where I want them to be. So for them to be where I want to be, I have to be able to pass these classes. So doing the tutoring for math and physics really helps me because those are like some areas where the teachers aren't helping me enough. So I get this help from Kevin, and it helps me a lot in class.
So with that being said, why would you say, what's the hardest part to motivate? This is a Saturday morning. It's 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning. And you obviously had to get up and drive across town to come to tutoring. What would you say is the difference between you and maybe one of your peers that may or may not be struggling in class? And then also is, well, go ahead and answer that question, then I'll go to the next.
The difference between me and somebody who isn't struggling in class is maybe the differences of how we learn. And some teachers don't cover all the areas of how each kid learns. Mm-hmm. So this is definitely a help because I need one-on-one help for me to be successful, and Kevin gives me the one-on-one help that I need to be successful. And the difference between me and other kids that could be here but aren't are probably motivation, or maybe they're busy, but I'm pretty motivated to finish my grades strong since I only have a few days of school left.
Yeah. Have you seen any improvement in your performance in class yet?
I'll know when my finals come back.
Okay.
How did you feel about your test just the other day?
I think I did pretty good. I think I passed.
That's good.
And in this one, this next part of math that I need help with, I wasn't there for the days that we learned.
Okay.
And I have a final on Monday.
So you got some catching up to do.
Yeah.
So last question for both you and Kevin. What are some of the important tools that you want to get out of you, Jaelon, that you want to receive from the tutoring sessions that you're getting? And then from you, Kevin, what you are trying to provide and share with them. So we'll go ahead and start with you this time, Kevin.
Sure. It's kind of like what we were talking about earlier, is that we can teach these students these individual subjects, but I think there's a lot more behind it. It's learning how to become an effective student, how to study. And I think with time you'll come to learn that a lot of these qualities of being a good student apply to much bigger aspects of life: motivation, dedication, integrity, perseverance. That certainly applies both in the classroom, the football field, and in a lot of different aspects of life. I hope these students understand the importance of education, how far it can take you, how many doors it can open as well as close. And final point just being, so you look at the Peyton Mannings, Tom Brady's, no matter how good you get, you can always get better, and that certainly applies to the classroom. And it's just hopefully providing these kids with some motivation to just keep being hungry and keep learning, just keep working toward that next step.
Okay.
What do you want to get out of this?
Yes, what would you like to get out of this?
I'm not that good at studying, so this is pretty much studying for me.
Okay.
So it helps me with my study skills, and it helps me retain what I'm learning instead of just learning it and not remembering any of it like in class.
Okay. All right, well, thank you guys.
Yeah.